Outcoming session, can we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, honorable city council members, mayor, our city treasurer, deputy clerk, city attorney, chief of staff, to the administrative staff that's here this evening, and to all of our visitors. And then to those who are viewing tonight's meeting via our broadcast channel on YouTube Live, welcome to the City of Romulus City Council meeting. And today's date is Monday, April 28th, 2025. Members of the public wishing to participate in this meeting may do so under the public comment portion of the agenda. Please fill out a request to speak public comment card, which is located on the table in the back, and hand it to the deputy clerk. And at this time, we will have roll call. Councilwoman Abdo. Here. Councilman Barton is not present this evening, but excused. Councilman Kraut.
Here.
Councilman Jones.
Here.
Councilwoman Roscoe.
Here.
Councilwoman Talley.
Here.
And Councilman Wadsworth.
Here.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Tonight's regular council meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda. Number 2, minutes. Number 3, petitioner. 4, chairperson's report. 5, mayor's report. 6, clerk's report. 7, treasurer's report. 8, public comment. 9, unfinished business. 10, new business. 11, warrant. 12, communication. And number 13, adjournment. And a motion would be in order to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented.
So moved.
We have a motion?
Support.
Okay. It's been motioned by Councilman Kraut, supported by Councilwoman Abdo, for the approval of the, what is it, the agenda as presented. Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Number 2, minutes. Agenda item 2A, for approval are the minutes from the regular meeting held on Monday, April 14th, 2025 at 7:30 p.m.
Madam Chairman, I'm going to move that we approve the minutes from the regular council meeting that was held on Monday, April the 14th at 7:30.
Second.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Jones, for the approval of the meeting minutes for Monday, April 14th at 7:30. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. Agenda item 2B, request approval of the minutes from the special meeting study session held on Monday, April 14th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. to discuss amendments to the honorary street naming dedication policy, and at 6 o'clock p.m. to discuss the proposed fiscal year 25-26 city budgets for the 34th District Court and the Romulus Municipal Library.
Madam Chairman, I'm going to move that we approve the minutes from the 2 special meetings that were held on Monday. For the first one at 5:30, it was in regard to the honorary street naming, and the second meeting at 6 p.m. that was in regards to the budget and the 34th court.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo, for the approval of the meetings for the special meeting study sessions on Monday, April 14th at 5:30, honorary street Simon dedication at 6 p.m., the city budgets for the 34th District Court and Romulus Municipal Library. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Number 3 is petitioner, and under this agenda item, we have 2 petitioners. And so the first petitioner under 3A, this is a request for rezoning. It's requesting that RZ 2025-002 Jim Seal, PMG Seal Master, requesting an amendment to the zoning map, rezoning of .94 acres of property located at 28055 Van Born Road from M1 Light Industrial to MT Industrial Transportation to expand the existing industrial operation at 27989 Van Born. And I'm not sure who's speaking. Oh, there you are. Would you mind stating your name, please?
Yes, hello, council. My name is Austin Lois. I work for PMG Steelmaster. I'm the VP of Operations. Like you said, we are looking to rezone 28055 Van Born Road. Currently, we occupy 2799 Van Born Road as our existing facility, and we are looking to change the subject parcel 28055 Van Born Road from light industrial to heavy industrial. So closest anyone is, or residential is about 22 miles away. Again, we're not always in that parking, and then again, there's the subject area 28055 Van Born Road, which again, we're looking to switch over to what we're at, which is MT or heavy industrial for more space. And again, this is just a future land use. We aren't close to the residential mobile home park, so hopefully that will not be an issue. And I think this will increase the economic, and you guys will support the growth economy and the standard for the questions.
Any questions from council?
Gina?
Mr. Wadsworth?
Just one question. You're doing this because you're expanding your business?
More parking.
More
Yeah.
parking.
It just, we don't have a lot of parking right now, and we want to put it in scale, so we're not having to go to scale houses when we need.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Ms. Roscoe?
And I just wanted to point out that if you look on page 14 of the petitioner's paper that we have here, everything around that M1 is already zoned MT. So it totally makes sense, and it is quite a distance from the mobile home park.
Yes, sir. Any more questions for council or discussion? Because we can run the vote right now, right?
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Okay, the action would be an introduction and first reading of the
Okay.
rezoning.
I have that. I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the first reading of the request for RZ-2025-002 Jim Seal, PMG Sealmaster, to rezone 0.94 acres of property located at 28055 Van Born Road from N1 Light Industrial to MT Industrial Transportation.
I support it.
Okay. It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Kraut, for the first approval of the first reading of the request for RZ 2025002 Jim Seal, PMG Seal Master to rezone .94 acres of property located at 28055 Van Born Road from M1 Light Industrial to MT Industrial Transportation. Any discussion? I think we covered that piece, but just want to throw it out there. We're going to run the vote. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, it's been approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Agenda item 3B, another petitioner, and if the petitioner can come forward to the microphone. And council, this is a, for introduction and first reading of rezoning, purpose of a zoning map amendment to rezone lots 6-12 from C2 General Business to C3 Highway Service, and lots 13 through 30 from R1B Single Family Residential to C-3 Highway Service to redevelop the current Party Store property to a retail plaza with vehicle fuel pumps. The applicant has offered a conditional rezoning agreement that limits uses and development on the property. Would you mind stating your name, please?
Hi, Council. My name is Jonathan Yono. I have my attorney here with me, Clint Kessler, if you guys have any questions regarding the conditional rezoning agreement. I'm the property owner at the proposed rezoning site. My father's owned the business there for 47 years. I also own Wild Billy's Bar and Grill right down the road on Middle Belt. And we are, let's see, I've had Wild Billy's for 12 years now too, so we're pretty vested in the city here, and we're looking to redevelop the property here to satisfy some needs we believe that the city has. We are on the southwest corner, Middle Belt and Ecorse Road. There's 8 parcels totaling 2.16 acres of land. We will be demolishing the current building and putting up a 9,800 square foot brand new building with fueling pumps as well, which is right here. So we're proposing for the properties that are to currently be zoned to C3. Fast forward a little bit. So there's similar zoning at the other corners and the intersection there. We do butt up to Farnham Road there. I think from other previous discussions that we've had that kind of that corner is really not going to be used, for residential anytime in the future, which is why we're proposing for the development here. Part of our development has a 6-foot wall along Farnham Road and protecting the neighbor to the south of us on that property as well too. We've put in a buffer from our property line there before the wall will go in there with some nice landscaping there as well too. So it's pretty appealing for the neighbor. We have tried to reach out to the neighbor to ask him if he would like any specific type of fencing or anything like that. We have not heard back from him. So we've kind of just gone ahead with the plans that as is. There's various waivers. I'm not sure if you guys want me to go through all of them or not, if you guys have had a chance to read them. But one of them is the detention pond. There's a driveway that's already existing that we're planning on utilizing that's a little bit wider, I think, than what's typically required. And let me see, some of them were just with the shrubbery and stuff like that. We went through it with Planning Commission on why we can't add all those trees because of some of the drainage and things of that nature. So some of the offerings that we plan on doing, this is a rendering of what the station will look like in the building. For the C-store, we plan on having 2 QSR locations there. One will be located inside of the C-store, and then we have a drive-through area. We've already had people reach out to us that have caught wind of the development. 2 people so far, 2 companies. One is Big B Coffee and one's Dunkin' Donuts that have reached out to us to utilize the drive-through space. We haven't marketed it. We haven't signed any leases or anything like that yet. But it's kind of good to know that we're already getting traction for the site. We do plan, because of the size of the space that we're going to be utilizing, we initially plan on taking over probably about 5,500 square feet of the building. We're thinking about taking probably 7,500 square feet so we can have more offerings for the neighborhood, such as groceries, some household items. We will continue to serve beer, wine, and liquor as well too, and kind of be able to make it more of like a nicer, kind of upscale little, beverage shop. There's a detention pond that'll go up along Middle Belt Road here as well. We're rerouting the sewers as well too, and the electrical that'll go down Farnham Road and then kind of come up to the side of the property. But none of the neighbors will be affected by any of that. I think that's kind of pretty much my presentation. I think there was some other stuff in there that was just some informational stuff as far as the landscaping and whatnot, that I think we've met most of the requirements. I think I can kind of open it up to some questions, but there's some more images just of what the station will look like from all angles of
Thank you, Mr. Young. Ms. Abdo?
Yes, thank you. We recently passed a moratorium on gas stations. My question is, were the plans submitted before the moratorium passed?
Yeah, we've been working on this for quite a while. Yeah, we've had it submitted well before the moratorium was approved.
Thank you.
Tina,
Mr. Wadsworth?
if I could, and I think you covered this quite well. Number one, the building is going to be knocked down.
Correct.
Number two, you're going to sell gas only to automobiles?
Correct.
All right, there's no trucks. You know,
Yeah,
that's
but
a-
the high
That's
flow
a
diesel.
terrible word to
Yeah,
say
no,
up there.
we don't have any high flow diesel
Okay,
for the semis.
and when do you expect to start and have it done?
Um,
If you get approved at a normal
Sooner you guys
pace?
approve us, that's.
well-
We're looking towards, once we finish with the approval process, we'll finish up with our electrical and plumbing engineering. And, hopefully we can we're looking to break ground as soon as we can.
Okay, fine. Thank you. It looks good to me.
Thank you.
Mr. Jones, did you have something or no? Okay.
Madam Chair.
Ms. Roscoe?
I'd just like to say that they did a fantastic presentation at the Planning Commission, and he put it kind of like in a nutshell tonight, but we went through this for hours, and he's got a really good plan and really taking into consideration your neighbor to the south there and, reaching out to him and whatever, even though they haven't really responded.
Yeah.
But the main thing is you have. And, but no, you've got a really good plan. It's going to really dress up that corner and utilize what the neighbors need too. And I really would like to say that when he talked about expanding the inside of his market, making it more like a market, not just a convenience gas station store, and which the neighborhood over there really needs. And that's going to be really helpful. But I think it's really a good plan, and he's got ideas in here and plans for the road to make it more easily accessible to get in and out of that area because it is kind of congested. And so, very good plans.
Thank you. Yeah, I did forget to address that. We are putting in a deceleration lane off Middle Belt Road, and we're extending the deceleration lane off of E-Course Road as well too, to help ease the traffic.
How's that process going with the county?
We've only met with them one time, and they, tentatively, they looked at the plans and said that they were in support of it. They feel like it will definitely work. Also with the detention pond as well too. So they were looking at all aspects of it. So far, they were pretty happy with everything.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Are they moving kind of on time or?
We haven't
pretty-
presented anything formally
Okay.
to them. We will after the process goes through. But
Okay.
we were told to kind of just let them look over the plans, which we did months ago.
Yeah.
And they were in support of it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just say this. I haven't been to the planning meeting. I don't know what your presentation was. Just reading this, I knew this was extensive. I knew it had to be a lot of back and forth, all the information that's provided in here. It was very detailed. This is a good template. I mean, I know there was some challenge because the property is kind of unusual, isn't it, in
Yeah.
itself?
Yeah.
And so as I'm looking through all this information and then the back and forth and the discussions, you got this together, Johnny. That's all I can say, because I was very impressed by what I saw in the documents. I wasn't at the meeting, but it was very impressive. So thank you for continuing to commit to our city. Like you said, y'all been here a lot of years, so just want to thank you for that. And I just have to say, with everything, this was really well put together. Thank you.
Tina?
Mr. Wilder?
I got one more question. First of all, I remember when it was Vince's Market. I remember when your dad bought her from Vince. I was with the sheriffs riding around out here then.
Yeah.
And is your dad still with us, or?
Yes, he is. We just celebrated his 80th birthday, actually, in February.
Okay. And is the property going to go all the way up to E-Course Road?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
That was my main question. Okay.
Through the chair.
Yes. Mr.
Just a
Mayor.
quick comment. I want to thank you for continuing to share the vision we have for the city of Romulus. You've been a stakeholder and a proud stakeholder, and you invested in the site in Wild Willie's ever since you bought it, and improved that site and raised that level of expectations. And we knew that we had to create an environment where you're going to maximize your return of investment. You're not going to be an investor here, and you've always been pretty smart about that. And we've had a lot of conversations, and we had to create that atmosphere where you saw the opportunity here. And thank you for sharing our vision and reinvesting in the community. And you did have a lot of hair around this site, and you stuck through it and worked on the process and came out with a product you can be proud of. So I want to thank you again for sharing the vision for the city of Romulus, and look forward to seeing the new development over there.
Thank you.
With that, we got any more discussion? We can run the vote, right?
Madam Chair, 2 actions are required. So the first action would be for introduction and first reading for the conditional rezoning, the zoning map amendment, and the second action would be approval for the special land use for a vehicle fueling station and drive-through restaurant. So,
Get it?
Madam Chair?
Okay.
I'll make that motion. For the conditional rezoning first, to concur with the recommendation of the Planning Commission and approve the first reading for RZ-2024-002 for Super Y Plaza, a zoning map amendment and associated conditional rezoning agreement to conditionally rezone a portion of parcel DP number 80-044-01-001-300 and DP number 80-044-01-0009-301, lots 6 through 12, from C2 General Business to C3 Highway Service. And secondly, DP number 80-04-01-0062-300, and all the way through 80-044-01-0018-300, lots 13 through 30, from R1B Single Family Residential to C3 Highway Service, subject to special land use review and administrative approval of the amended conditional rezoning agreement and site plan.
Support.
Okay, it's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Kraut. Do I have to reread all this like she did, or can I just reference what she?
you can just reference it.
Okay.
It would just state that it is for the conditional rezoning.
Okay.
map. What the action is that's requested.
Oh, okay, so, for the RZ, for the motion for the RZ 2024-002, Super White Plaza requesting an amendment to the zoning map, conditional rezoning of the following as previously stated. Would that be enough for the minutes?
Right, for first, introduction and first
First
reading.
reading, okay, of the conditional rezoning, zoning map amendment, and associated conditional rezoning agreement. Any more discussion? With that, Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Madam Chair, I'll make that second motion for special land use to concur with the recommendation of the Planning Commission and approve SLU-2024-003 vehicle fueling station and SLU-2024-004 drive-through restaurant for Super Y Plaza located at 7130 Middle Belt, subject to rezoning, conditional rezoning agreement, and site plan.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Jones, for the introduction and first reading of, for the SLU 2024-003 vehicle fueling station and 004 drive-through restaurant requesting special land use approval for a vehicle fueling station and drive-through restaurant as referenced in the motion. Any more discussion? Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Number 4 is the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Just so I know we have a long agenda this evening, but I do need to do some quick shout outs for some things that have been going on in our city for the last couple of weeks, really good things. First, I want to shout out for the people that who participated in the Good Friday Walk. It was a great turnout. It was a great character of people. I just have to do a special shout out to our Madam Clerk for her portrayal in the walk. Thank you. Oh my God, y'all should have been there. Y'all totally missed it. But anyway, if you weren't there. But anyway, she did so great, and so did all the other characters that were also there. We had our superintendent who was there, who did, he did John the Baptist. He did a great job. We had Judge Oakley as usual, Pastor Zakeem. We had our Councilman David Jones. We had Emery Long, who did Peter. We had Gail Mispa. We had Doris Green. We had Pastor Bob, who was Jesus. We had Colleen Dumas, our rec department director, who was Mother Mary. We had Kim Long, who did the woman with the alabaster box. And just want to thank everybody for their, it was a great time, great weather, great walk, and great participation. So just thank everybody for their participation. We had the State of the City. We just got to throw that out there too. Our mayor, you did a great job with your State of the City address. Thank you for incorporating the school in there and making it just a united event for everybody. Just everybody is inclusive. It was a great event, so thank you for that. The Coleman Center had their first annual Easter egg hunt. They did a great job. They got to build to what you do, Colleen, but they did okay for their first time out. They did okay for their first time out. It was good. It was very well attended. The kids were out there, so kudos to the Coleman Center and the APA for their first Easter egg hunt. And then right after that, on that day, we have a new city events, it used to be City Events Center, which is now Amandi venue. They've taken over and are now taking over the City Events Center, and they had a ribbon cutting that same Saturday. So just want to shout out to them for coming to our city and taking over that banquet center, and just want to continue their success. So just continue to keep them in mind for business as far as events. It's still located on Ecorse Road, but it's not City Events Center any longer. It's Amandi venue. So please support them in their efforts. And then Bubby's had their ribbon cutting last Friday. Great event. They've been around here doing it for quite a bit now, so they officially had their ribbon cutting. So congratulations to Bubby's and what they're doing in our community, and just always supportive of community events. So just want to shout them out. And then we had a flag event on Friday. What did we call that? Flag raising. Okay, flag raising. It was great. Just want to thank North Point and everybody who came out and participated in that event. We were talking about it earlier, and just how you just have to go by Vining and Wick. You just got to go by there. You just got to go drive by there and check out what's going on over there. So I ain't gonna even belabor it. Just go by Vining and Wick, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And then another great event we had this weekend was the citywide cleanup. We got out there and cleaned up our city. Thank you, Mayor, for keeping that initiative going. It's work, but it's so much fun getting out there with everybody and just doing the work. Thank you, Kevin, and your committee for just pulling that together. Like they said, it was bigger this year than last year, and it was big last year, and it was bigger this year. So thank you guys for putting that on every year, cleaning up our city. I was driving around over the weekend. I'm like, look at our city. It looked good. I mean, we look good anyway, but it just looked good. It was all clean and everything. So thank you guys for your efforts and what you do for our city. Thank you. And I think that's everything. I just want to get all that in and for just acknowledgements and shout outs. And that's all for my report.
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion to accept your report.
Support.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Roscoe. Motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Jones, to accept the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Number 5 is the mayor's report.
Thank you. Good evening, City Council, Madam Treasurer, Madam Clerk, Deputy Clerk, and audience here today, and also those at home. I have a few items before I get into the action items, as usual, and it just touched on the flag raising event we had. There was so much positivity behind how do we get that done and be solution-oriented. And I'll make a long story short, Belleville VFW reached out, and they had this garrison flag that they couldn't deploy. They couldn't find a way to get it in the air, so they reached out to Romulus. We talked to our TIFA board and North Point, and everybody found a way to make it happen. So if you haven't seen it yet, Go to the Wick and Vining intersection, you'll see the large flag flying right off of Wick Road there with the City of Romulus flag as well as the State of Michigan flag. And also the Welcome to Romulus Monument sign with the Purple Heart insignia showing that we're a Purple Heart community. So special thanks to North Point, Belleville, and Tifa for making that happen. We continue to task Tifa up with new and creative ways to benefit our community, and they've been up to the task. So I want to make sure I acknowledge them. Also, Director Kraus and myself were hard at work in Lansing last week. We know we came close with some legislation last year addressing the hazardous material coming to Romulus and also Van Buren. We weren't successful, but we got right back at it this year, so we're already introducing more legislation. And pay attention to Senate Bill 247 and House Bill 4393. They're both addressing the hazardous material coming to the well and coming to the city of Van Buren. And we'll continue to keep the city updated. We'll continue to fight, and maybe we get some good things done this year. So I'm excited about that. I also want to draw your attention to the monitors, where we have Miss Vanessa Tolliver from the mayor's office with special guest. I was visited today by Lydia Johnson, Romulus resident. She lives over on Barth, and she came in to do some shadowing because she wanted to see what municipal operations look like. So I was proud to have her here today, and she worked with us and also the clerk's office for a little bit, and then we asked to have her appear on the video. So here comes her debut from the mayor's office.
Hello everyone, I'm Vanessa Tolliver, and today we have a special guest resident shadower from the mayor's office named Lydia. She's going to share our weekly announcements with us. Lydia, take it away.
Thank you, Vanessa. The 34th District Court is inviting the public to the 4th Annual Community Day at the Court on Thursday, May 1st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. In addition to tours of the facility, attendees at Community Day can enjoy car show, food trucks, public safety demonstrations, pet adoptions, and more. Some of the community resources on site will include Michigan Youth Challenge Academy, GrowthWorks, Wayne Metro Community Action Agency, Romulus Christian Ministerial Alliance, Kroger, and more. Registration is still open for the Spring Free Citywide Yard Sale that will be held May 15th through the 18th. You can register online or at the clerk's office. May 17th is Community Shred Day from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the parking lot of City Hall. Shred your unwanted papers and recycle your old electronics. The One Romulus Community Meetings hosted by Mayor McCray will resume on Tuesday, June 3rd at Barth Elementary School beginning at 6 p.m. Thank you, everyone. Remember to like and share us on Facebook and YouTube, or visit our website for more info. Have a good night.
She's good.
Thank you, Vanessa, and also thank you, Lydia, for coming in and showing interest in the community and wanting to tag along for a little bit today. So, action items from our report tonight. It's that time of the year where we have several requests in for some no-fee permits for park usage, and the first up is for the Horseshoe Club on Elmer Johnson's Park. And I respectfully request that City Council authorize a no-fee permit for the use of the Elmer Johnson's Horseshoe Park by use of the Horseshoe Club on Wednesdays from 5 to 9, starting at May 7th through September 24th.
Madam Chairman, I'm going to move that we issue a no-fee permit for Elmer Johnson's Park for the Horseshoe Club from the 7th of May until the 24th of September.
Support. It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Kraut, for the concur with administration and authorizing no fee permit for the use of the Elmer Johnson's Park Horseshoe Pits by the Horseshoe Club on Wednesdays from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., starting May 7th, 2025 through September 24th, 2025. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next item I have up is, I want to introduce somebody to you, Miss Ebony Daniels. Would you come up, please? She's from a new positive group that takes care of, well, somewhat new to me at least, a group that works with kids in Romulus schools called Creative Minds. So before I request a no-fee park permit, I'd like to introduce Miss Ebony Daniels. So,
Good evening, City Council, Mayor McCray, and distinguished guests, and those who are watching online. Again, my name is Ebony Daniels, and I'm the founding director of Creative Minds. And as I stand here, we are representing the Creative Minds Girls Mentoring. We have an upcoming summer camp that's going to start July 14th through August 14th. And I really would like to especially thank Mr. Kevin Cross, Director of Community Safety and Development, for his leadership and support in providing the space at the Romulus Athletic Center on Mondays and Tuesdays when the program does start. This partnership allows us to create meaningful opportunities for our girls ranging in the age of 8 to 14 in the community and to learn, grow, and thrive throughout the summer. And I just wanted to kind of bring that to your attention. So,
Thank you.
So Ebony, I'm sorry, how many girls are you mentoring in the program right now?
so right now we have 45 girls between
Oh,
4th
wow.
and 5th grade girls. So
That's awesome.
yes,
okay.
we're definitely looking to grow the
Thank
program,
you.
expand it
Thank you.
out.
Wow.
You're doing great work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. I'll make that motion for a no-fee permit for Mary Ann Banks Park for Creative Minds, and thank you so much for what you do.
Support. Thank you.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Abdo, for the no-fee permit for Mary Ann Banks Park for Creative Minds. Thank you, Ms. Ebony. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. Thank you.
Thank you. And the next item I have up is for use of the historical park. I respectfully request City Council authorize a no-fee permit for the use of the historical park pavilion by Linda Rodriguez for a community garage sale on May 17, 2025.
I make that motion.
Okay.
Sister Chair, I concur with the administration and authorize a no-fee permit for the use of the historical park pavilion by Linda Rodriguez for a community garage sale on Saturday, May 17, 2025, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Support.
Thank you. It's been motioned by Mr. Jones, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to concur with administration and authorize a no-fee permit for the use of the historical park pavilion by Linda Rodriguez for a community garage sale on Saturday, May 17, 2025, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Any discussion? Quick question for the clerk. Is this day falls on, it's within the citywide cleanup dates, right? It's just going to be in the historical, I'm just trying to figure out how that works. It's just going to be in the pavilion at the historical park? Hers is just a little bit separate?
Right, I mean, there are probably different groups that,
Yeah.
you know, they're gonna take advantage of the no-fee, permit, but this, because it involves the parks, for, that they wanna use the pavilion in the parks, that's where we have to have a no-fee permit. But this is the same weekend.
The same
Yeah, it's
weekend.
the same weekend, so there are a lot of groups that,
Will they be in the
sponsor-
park?
No, they'll just,
Be all over.
Yeah, they'll be all over the city.
But she wanted to be in the pavilion?
Correct.
I just wanted to.
Yeah, no.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Who made the motion? You did?
I-
You did?
did.
I'm sorry. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next item I have is a no-fee permit for the Romulus Middle School 8th graders. I respectfully request City Council authorize a no-fee permit for the use of Elmer Johnson's Park by the Romulus Middle School for their year-end 8th grade picnic on June 4, 2025.
Through the chair, I'll make that motion to concur with the administration and authorize a no-fee permit for the use of Elmer Johnson's Park by the Romulus Middle School for the end-of-the-year 8th grade picnic.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Mr. Kraut, for the approval of a no-fee permit for the use of the Elmer Johnson's Park by the Romulus Middle School for their end-of-the-year 8th grade picnic on June 4, 2025. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you. The next item is also a no-fee permit request. I respectfully request City Council authorize a no-fee permit for the use of Historical Park Pavilion by the St. Aloysius Parish for their celebration of prayer community event on May 10, 2025.
Madam Chairman, I'm going to move that we issue a no-fee permit for St. Aloysius Parish. It's going to be at the Historical Park, and it's going to be the celebration of prayer it'll be on May 10th from noon to 2 p.m.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo, for the authorize a no-fee permit for the use of the Historical Park Pavilion by St. Aloysius Parish for their celebration of prayer community event on May 10th, 2025, from noon to 2 p.m. Any discussion? Mr. Wadsworth, is this their first one doing this? First time?
I don't think Jeff, have we ever done this before?
This the first time? Yes. Okay,
First
this,
time.
yeah, very nice. Okay,
Good.
thank you. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next item I have is for an employee that we have that has been called up. She's an active duty reservist, and she's been called to duty, so she's going to have to deploy. So we have a military service contribution issue to address. And I respectfully request that City Council authorize the Mayor and Human Resources Director to sign an attached employer resolution establishing military service contribution requirements for defined benefit during the time of deployment.
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion to concur with administration and authorize the Mayor and Human Resources Director to sign the attached employer resolution establishing military service contribution requirements for defined benefit.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Kraut, to concur with administration and authorize the Mayor and Human Resources Director to sign the attached employer resolution establishing military service contribution requirements for defined benefit. Any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next item I have is for Romulus Housing Commission reappointments. I respectfully request City Council concur with my recommendation to reappoint Chris Dunn, Reverend Edward Thomas, and Doris Green to the Romulus Housing Commission with terms to expire February 26, 2030, and to reinstate Barbara Sanders to complete the vacated term to expire on February 26, 2026.
Through the chair, I'll make that motion to concur with the administration and reappoint Chris Dunn, Reverend Edward Thomas, and Doris Green to the Romulus Housing Commission with terms to expire February 26, 2030, and to reinstate Barbara Sanders to complete the vacated term to expire February 26, 2026.
I support it.
Okay, Mr. Kraut. It's been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Mr. Kraut, to concur with administration and reappoint Chris Dunn, Reverend Edward Thomas, and Doris Green to the Romulus Housing Commission with terms to expire on February 26, 2030, and to reinstate Barbara Sanders to complete the vacated term to expire on February 26, 2026. Any discussion? I have a quick, Mayor, so Barbara Sanders, did she leave the role and then come back or something? Is that what happened?
Yes.
Okay, so the vacated term is the one she vacated? Okay, I just want to be clear. Thank you. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. And as usual, I want to make sure I thank those residents for stepping up and volunteering their time to be on our board or commission for us. We can't do anything without our boards and commissions, so thank you to our residents for stepping up. The next item I have up is for a sole source purchase from artist Fell 3000 for the painting of the crosswalks around our district. He's the artist that's going to start on our mural downtown, and he's also going to be painting some crosswalks down there as well. So I respectfully request City Council to authorize a sole source purchase with artist Fell 3000 for painting of the crosswalks throughout the downtown art district in the amount of $23,000 with a 10% contingency. Maria Ferris, Finance Director, has verified the funds for this acquisition are available in fiscal year 24-25 General Fund Community and Economic Developments.
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion to concur with administration and authorize a sole source purchase with artist Fell 3000 for the paintings of the crosswalks throughout the downtown art district in the amount of $23,000 with a 10% contingency, $2,300, for any unforeseen expenses.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Kraut, to concur with administration and authorize a sole source purchase with artist FEL 3000 for the painting of the crosswalks throughout the downtown art district in the amount of $23,000 with a 10% contingency of $2,300 for any unforeseen expenses. Any discussion?
I have a question.
Mr.
I
Wadsworth?
guess I should go to Jerry? Are they going to paint murals in the crosswalks? Or am I misunderstanding this? And if so, who determines what goes in there that doesn't offend anybody?
Yep, so we met as a committee with the DDA board, myself, the mayor. So they're not necessarily painted murals, but they're to highlight those crosswalks.
Theme.
Like one of them will be across where the war monument is at the post office there. There'll be one at Bibbins and Hunt Street too, where we do our sound. So it'll be like a piano keys with the silhouette of a guitar and saxophone just to highlight where we do our sounds. We're gonna do one in the senior center too, where they cross over from the senior center to the towers with just like different colors, red, yellow, blue, and
I
flowers.
think you understand where I'm coming from with this, you know.
Yeah.
We don't want.
Yeah, we know, we met as a
We
committee.
don't want to offend, you know.
Exactly. It's basically just colors and
That's fine. Okay, fine.
bubbles and stuff
Okay,
like that,
fine.
just to make it vibrant and highlight the downtown. And we're looking at the 4 seasons to represent spring, summer, winter, and
That's
fall.
perfect for me, okay, thank you.
No, sounds good. Yeah, well, we always bring, this ain't a Jerry thing, this is a committee thing, so
Okay.
we want different input, and I thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Unless they don't like it, then it's a Jerry thing.
There you
Exactly,
go.
then you'll see my face pop up downtown somewhere.
Ms. Abdo.
I just want to mention, I'm glad that you are doing something at the senior center. It is very much needed.
Yes, no,
Thank
thank you. I agree too, so thank you very much. Appreciate that.
And I ain't trying to be funny, but I think his face popped up in your state of the city and gets this little bitty tiny picture there, so I'm just saying, that was a good question to ask, Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes, no, thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth? Chair votes yes, motion approved. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you guys for your support, appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Jerry. Great work. I'm looking forward to the artwork that you're bringing to our downtown and brighten things up, so. The next item I have up is for a piggyback on the City of Warren 10-year billing service for EMS and fire billing. I respectfully request City Council's authorization to piggyback on the City of Warren RFP-W-1948 to enter into a 10-year billing service contract with EMS MC for insurance billing and collection of fire and EMS activities. Gary Harris, Assistant Finance Director, has verified funds for this services are available and currently budgeted in the Public Safety Fund.
We need a motion.
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion to concur with administration and consent to the piggyback on the City of Warren RFP-W-1948 to enter into a 10-year billing service contract with EMS/MC for the insurance billing and collection of fire and EMS activities.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Jones, to concur with administration and consent to piggyback on the City of Warren RFP W-1948 to enter into a 10-year billing service contract with EMS/MC for the insurance billing and collection of fire and EMS activities. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next item up is for an action we're doing with housing study, and I think it's long overdue in our community, but it's time we get some data so we can work on this. I respectfully request City Council authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into an attached service agreement with Baker Tilly Advisory Group, LP, to complete a citywide housing study in the amount not to exceed $47,500. Maria Ferris, Finance Director, has confirmed funds will be available Community Development State Grant revenue in the account listed below.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make that motion to concur with the administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached service contract with Baker Tilly Advisory Group LP to complete a citywide housing study in the amount not to exceed $47,500.
Support.
Okay, motion by Mr. Jones, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, to concur with the administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached service contract with Baker Tilly Advisory Group LP to complete a citywide housing study in amount not to exceed $47,500. Ms. Abdo for first discussion.
What exactly are they going to do? This is a rather large amount to be paying for this, and I wondered if there has been other communities that have used this group.
Great question. Yes, there has been, but we have secured a grant that's a budget amendment later in this to recognize that. So we secured a grant, so it's not coming out of the pockets of our taxpayers. But they're going to perform a citywide housing study. We know right now we're working on 100 new homes over at the Gateway Sub. but after that's over, what's next? We know we need rooftops, rooftops, rooftops. So this is a study that will gather, it's a third party, will gather the information of what the housing market looks like in Romulus right now. I know it's healthy because a house is only on the market roughly 10 days, and they're going for higher than their asking price in most cases, but this will give us the data that backs it up. And they're also going to pull in some groups, because we have key areas we want to add rooftops, and we want to talk to the residents in the area to see what they want to see. Do we want to see condos, duplexes, senior housing, ranch homes, you know, and then we'll get some input, so then we can take that data to residential developers and say, look, this is what we have in Romulus, here's your data, and we can encourage them to come build on, you know, city-owned properties or school-owned properties, and it's an additional way to market that and give them the information they want.
Is it also possible that they could recommend rezoning areas to make them residential?
That could probably come in there as well. But it's a chance to take a holistic look at our community, and if we all know that we need rooftops, there's been an issue here, how do we get there? And this will put the data in our hands, and we'll know, we'll be able to take that to our contractors. So I'm very excited about this.
Thank you, Frank.
Any more discussion?
Tina, just a...
Mr. Wadsworth?
Mayor, this isn't coming out of general fund at all.
No, no. As I stated, we received a grant to take care of this. So later on you'll see the budget amendment to recognize the grant, but it's
Fine, thank you.
not coming out of general fund.
And I have a quick question. This isn't part of the Ecorse Road initiative that we had a couple of months ago. This is something separate, right?
Yes, it's totally separate.
Okay, but this company we have, is this the same company we used?
No.
Or different? Okay, thank you. Any more discussion? If not, roll call vote. Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next item I have up is another sole source contract for natural gas supplier. I respectfully request City Council extend our existing distribution services agreement with Constellation Energy for 48 months and authorize the mayor and clerk to execute a transaction confirmation for the purchase of our natural gas and fixed gas rate from Constellation Energy for a term beginning July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2030.
Need a
Madam
motion?
Chair,
Okay, thank
I'll
you.
make that motion to concur with administration and extend our existing distribution services agreement with Constellation Energy for 48 months and authorize the mayor and clerk to execute a transaction confirmation for the purchase of our natural gas at a fixed rate from Constellation Energy from the term beginning July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2030. And I have a question.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Jones, to concur with administration, extend our existing distribution services agreement with Constellation Energy for 48 months and authorize the mayor and clerk to execute a transaction confirmation for the purchase of our natural gas at a fixed rate for Constellation Energy for the term beginning July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2030. Ms. Roscoe, first discussion.
Just for clarification, we're with them now.
Yes.
And through 2026, so we're actually extending this a year ahead of time.
Yeah. Yes.
Correct? I just want to make sure the dates were correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any more discussion? And I just want to say real quick, thank you, Ms. Christina. We had a good discussion. She gave me some good history on this that I didn't know of, and want to thank you for your thoroughness in that. Thank you. Running the vote, Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next item up is for concrete repair pricing. I respectfully request City Council award bid ITB 24-25-112 for 2-year pricing as needed concrete repairs for the lowest, most responsive bidder, GB Cement Contracting. Gary Harris, Assistant Finance Director, has verified the funds for this acquisition have been budgeted for and are available.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make that motion to concur with the administration and award to bid ITB 24/25-12 for 2 years pricing for as needed concrete repairs to the lowest and most responsible bidder, GB Cement Contracting.
Support.
Thank you. It's been motioned by Mr. Jones, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to concur with administration and award bid ITB 25-12 for two-year pricing for as-needed concrete repairs to the lowest and most responsive bidder, GV Cement Contracting. Any discussion?
Yes, through
Ms.
the chair.
Abdo?
Do we have any idea where these concrete repairs are taking place?
No, these are for as needed, so they're similar to if they have a structure repair, a storm sewer structure repair in a street, or a sidewalk that needs to be repaired, but they're as needed in conjunction with the DPW in their work that they're doing.
So a member of the community could contact DPW then and suggest?
Oh, absolutely, they can always call in and complain about an issue we need to take a look at.
That's what I was wondering, if there are people in the community that see some place that needs to be repaired, maybe DPW wasn't aware of.
Yep.
They
By all
can bring
means.
it to their attention. All right, thank
Yep.
you.
Any more discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next item I have up is something else that's long overdue, and I'm proud to kick off Project R Streets, as we talked about in the State of the City, but I respectfully request City Council approve change orders to bid ITB 24-25-08, the improved treatment of the 2025 hot mix asphalt or HMA road paving program in the amount of $139,824 with the following changes. California Street will receive a 1-inch overlay prior to chip sealing, and Central and Lorraine Streets, north of Jones Streets, will receive a full-depth mill and overlay opposed to the mill and overlay. Maria Ferris, Finance Director, has verified funds for this acquisition are available and have been budgeted for in local street funds.
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion to concur with administration and approve change orders to bid award ITB 24/25-08 for the improvement treatment to the 2025 HMA road paving program in the amount of $139,824 with the following changes. California Street will receive a 1-inch overlay prior to chip sealing, and Central and Lorraine Streets north of Jones Street will receive a full-depth mill and overlay as opposed to a mill and overlay.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Kraut, to concur with administration and approve change orders to bid award ITB 24/25-08 for the improved treatment to the 2025 HMA road paving program in the amount of $139,824 with the following changes as already submitted. Any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next item I have up is for contract price for Grand Sand, Gravel, and Limestone. I respectfully request City Council award ITB 24-25-13 to both Osborne Industries Incorporated, John D. Osborne Trucking Company for the 2-year pricing for gravel, sand, and limestone for the City's Department of Public Works. Gary Harris, Assistant Finance Director, has verified the funds for this acquisition are available and have been budgeted for major and local streets.
Madam Chairman, I'm going to move that we approve ITB 24/25-13, a 2-year contract for pricing for gravel, sand, and limestone to the John D. Osborne Trucking.
Support.
Through the chair.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Jones, to concur with administration and award ITB 24/25-13 to both Osborne Industries, Inc. and John D. Osborne Trucking Company, Inc. for 2-year pricing for gravel, sand, and limestone for the city's Department of Public Works to eliminate the possibility of products not being available when needed. Ms. Abdo.
That's what I'm looking at, the phrase, to eliminate the possibility of products not being available when needed. Are we stockpiling?
That'd be up to Osborne, but we're trying to make sure that we have it available for us, but Osborne Concrete typically has that supply in there.
Well, so the city is not stockpiling to eliminate the possibility of products not being available when needed?
Well, there could be different industry standards as well. You know, sometimes that happens where the industry can't provide it for us at a time, or we don't have enough stockpiled. Osborne Concrete. Roberto, if you want to elaborate on that?
Thanks, Roberto.
Yeah, sure. Good evening, council. So we do stockpile at the DPW, but there's differences in the sorts of materials that the two can offer. So we want the flexibility that if we want a better product, like I get a lot of complaints from the residents that they don't like topsoil from a certain vendor. It has too much debris in it. So one of the vendors that we're awarding to has a really good filtration system and offers a really good product. Well, I want the choice to use that better product.
Makes sense. I didn't know if this had anything to do with all the tariffs that are being,
No,
No.
okay,
not tariff related.
thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next one we have up is for a state earmark grant award, again, for funding of Project R Streets. I respectfully request City Council authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached contract with the state of Michigan for the receipt of legislation sponsorship grant in the amount of $5 million.
Through the chair, I'll make that motion to concur with administration and authorize the mayor and the clerk to enter into the attached contract with the state of Michigan for the receipt of a legislative sponsorship grant in the amount of $5 million.
Support.
Been supported by Ms. Abdos, motion by Ms. Abdos, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, to concur with administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached contract with the state of Michigan for the receipt of a legislative sponsorship grant in the amount of $5 million. Any discussion?
I have a quick question.
Yep, Ms. Roscoe.
I was just looking through here, I don't see where we have to match any of this as we're spending it.
No.
Okay, thank you.
And is this a reimbursement? Do they give us the money outright? Because usually you have to, when we have to pay out the money, then it has to be reimbursed. That's not the case.
Nope, it's been allocated to us.
It's been allocated, so they give us the money, and we
All
don't worry
great
about
questions, because this has never happened in the city of Romulus before. It's the first time for us. So
Okay.
I'd like to say that we're
No
well versed in this
match
process, but no match on this one. And yes, they are allocating the funds for us to put into our neighborhood streets and also to pay our share of Wayne Road that we had resurfaced as well.
That's great.
Yeah. Any other discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
And yes, we still are asking for more. We're not done yet, so we got a long way to go. So we'll take the win, but we're going to keep on asking, so. The next item I have is for 2-year pricing for tires and tire services. Respectfully request City Council award bid ITB 24-25-14 to the 3 most responsive and responsive bidders, Jam Best One, Pomps Tire Service, and Trader Ray's Tires. Gary Harris, Assistant Finance Director, has verified funds for this acquisition are available and budgeted for in a motor vehicle fund.
Need
I'll
a
make
motion?
that, I'll make that motion to concur with the administration and award bid ITB 24/25-14 to the 3 most responsive and responsible bidders, Jam Best One, Pomps Tire Service, and Trader Ray Tire.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to concur with administration and award bid ITB 24/25-14 to the 3 most responsive and responsible bidders, Jam Best One, Pomps Tire Service, and Trader Ray Tire. Any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next item is in line with the Clean Sweep Initiative, and I need 2 motions on this one. I respectfully request City Council's authorization to piggyback on the Sourcewell contract, Timeco 111522-TYM, for the biannual monthly rental of 1 Timeco Regenerative 500 street sweeper for the price of $13,045 per rental from Best Rents.
You need a motion?
Madam Chair, it looks like we have 2 motions we
Yeah.
need to make on this. The first motion is to concur with administration and consent to the piggyback on the Sourcewell contract TYMCO 111522-TYM for the biannual monthly rental of 1 Tamco Regenerative 500 street sweeper for the price of $13,045 per rental from Best Rents. This rental takes place each May and November for a 1-month interval.
Support.
It's been supported by Ms. Roscoe, motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Kraut, to concur with administration and consent to piggyback on the Sorwell contract as outlined for the biannual monthly rental of one Timeco regenerative, that word, 500 street sweeper for the price of $13,045 per rental from Best Rents. This rental takes place each May and November for a 1-month interval. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. And then we have another one.
The
Madam
next item we
Chair,
have up is for, also because it's been such a successful program, we're going to continue that, so that's baked in the next motion for we request City Council approve the biannual rental for the length of the contract, plus any allowable extensions until such time as the city no longer wishes to rent the equipment or is no longer able to be budgeted for. So we want to be able to continue this program. It's been a hit. We're trying to get it out there a couple times a year, and we want to keep moving forward with it.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I'll
Ms.
make that
Roscoe.
second motion to concur with administration and approve the biannual rental for the length of the contract plus any allowable extensions until such time as the city no longer wishes to rent the equipment or is no longer able to be budgeted for.
Support.
Okay. Motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Jones, to concur with the administration and approve the biannual rental for the length of the contract plus any allowable extensions until such time as the city no longer wishes to rent the equipment or is no longer able to be budgeted for. Any discussion? And thank you, Mayor, for doing this, because I think makes a big difference in our city. Thank you. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
I would like to add too on that note, one thing the DPW started to do to maximize the efficiency of the rental is to let residents know when the sweeper's coming. Similar to plowing, they know it's coming. Get your cars out of the street and make it more
Okay.
effective for us. So they started placing signs out. So you'll see the small yard signs that say the street sweeper's coming to your area. So I'd ask that residents pay attention to that and please move their vehicles out of the road, knock on your
Yeah.
neighbor's door, let them know. And the street sweeper comes through once, it cleans the whole thing up for everybody. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Good idea.
The next I have is a request for water main abandonment. I respectfully request City Council adopt the attached resolution to abandon 500 feet of existing water main that is currently installed within the Inkster Road right-of-way from Ecorse Road to Van Born Road, and it is the project that we are replacing the water main.
Madam Chair,
Thank you.
I'll make that motion to adopt the attached resolution to abandon 500 feet of existing water main that is currently installed within the Inkster Road right-of-way from Ecorse Road to Van Born Road, which includes 1,580 feet of existing 12-inch water main that is installed within the within the Ecorse Road from Birchdale Street to Inkster Road.
Support.
Okay. It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Jones, to adopt the attached resolution to abandon 500 feet of existing water main that is currently installed within the Inkster Road right-of-way from Ecorse Road to Van Born Road, which includes 1,580 feet of existing 12-inch water main that is installed within the Ecorse Road right-of-way from Birchdale Street to Inkster Road. Any discussion? Hearing none. And just real quick, Roberto, thank you. I was blowing you up all day today. You just know your craft. You know your craft, and as far as all our departments, the director has, as I said before, y'all know y'all craft. Thank you. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next item I have up is another addition to Project R Streets, and I'm requesting authorization to, I'm requesting the introduction of Budget Amendment 24-25-17 to recognize $1 million in state grant revenue and $1 million in the expenditures associated with Swan Lake Project and Local Roads Fund.
You need a motion?
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion to concur with the administration and introduce Budget Amendment 24/25-17 to recognize $1 million and 203-000-569-000 of state grant revenue and $1 million and 203-463-980-000 of expenditures associated with the Swan Lake project and the Local Roads Fund.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Kraut, for concur with administration and introduce budget amendment 24/25-17 to recognize $1 million in 20300569000 of state grant revenue and $1 million in 20346398000 of expenditures associated with the Swan Lake project and the local roads fund. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The last item I have up is the budget amendment, requesting an introduction of budget amendment 24-25-18 to recognize grant revenue and the corresponding expenditures for the MISTA grant in the amount of $50,000, and that's to pay for the funding for the housing study that we already made a motion on.
Madam Chairman, I'm going to move that we approve the introduction of budget amendment 24/25-18 in the amount of $50,000 state grant.
Support.
Motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo, to concur with administration and introduce budget amendment 24/25-18 to recognize grant revenue and corresponding expenditures for a MHSDA grant in the amount of $50,000. Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. And yes, that will conclude my report for this evening.
Are you sure?
I apologize for the long agenda, but there's a lot of good work going on. We want to keep our
Yes.
guys busy, so thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Almost made it A through Z.
I'll try harder next time if you want.
Yeah, you should.
Julie, you got to get him in line.
All righty, takes us to number 6, the clerk's report. Council, I have 2 action items. 6A, this is a reappointment to the Romulus Board of Zoning Appeals. So we're asking council's approval to concur with the recommendation of the Executive Advisory Committee and reappoint Sheldon Chandler to the Romulus Board of Zoning Appeals with a term to expire on June 30th, 2028.
Through the chair. I'd like to make that motion to concur with the recommendation of the Executive Advisory Committee and reappoint Sheldon Chandler to the Romulus Board of Zoning Appeals with a term to expire on June 30th, 2028.
Support.
And I'd like to thank Sheldon for his dedication.
Amen. It's been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Mr. Kraut, for the recommendation of the Executive Advisory Committee and reappoint Sheldon Chandler to the Romulus Board of Zoning Appeals with a term to expire on June 30th, 2028. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth? Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. The last action item under the clerk's report is 6B. And this is an adoption of amendments to the honorary street naming dedication policy. On April 14th, 2025, the council held a study session to discuss the current honorary street naming dedication policy regarding policy and application issues. The council heard recommendations from administrative departments on changes to the current policy. These recommendations were submitted to the council with the request for each council member to review and select the itemized recommendation that they are agreeable to. After receiving the agreed-upon recommendations from the council, the drafted amended policy has been submitted for your consideration. And council, we're asking, this is going to require 2 action items from you. The first action item would be for council approval to adopt a resolution approving the amendments to the honorary street naming dedication policy. So we need a motion for that.
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion to adopt a resolution approving the amendments to the honorary street naming dedication policy.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Jones, to adopt the resolution approving the amendments to the honorary street naming dedication policy. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. And then the second motion would be for council approval to set the application period for this year to begin the first Monday in May and end by 4:00 p.m. on the first Monday in June, with all recommended applications placed on the agenda by the first city council meeting in July for approval. And that's just for this year, just because we're kind of have a late start.
And Madam Chair, I'll make that second motion to set the application period for this year to begin the first Monday in May and end by 4 p.m. on the first Monday in June, with all recommended application placed on the agenda by the first city council meeting in July for approval.
Support.
Oh, I'm not sure who supported that, but, huh?
Me and Harry both
Okay.
support.
Okay, so, it's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Jones, to set to make the motion to set the application period for this year to begin the first Monday in May and end by 4 p.m. on the first Monday in June, with all recommended applications placed on the agenda by the first city council meeting in July for approval. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Kraus?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, City Council. That concludes the clerk's report. Number 7 is the treasurer's report.
Good evening, council, mayor, clerk, deputy clerk, listening audience. I do not have anything under my report this evening, but thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Treasurer. Takes us to number 8, public comment, and this is the portion of the agenda for those who are in the audience and who would like to address the city council. The rules to address city council can be found on the back of the meeting agenda. To address city council, raise your hand, and after being acknowledged by the chairperson, approach the podium and state your name. Please note, members of the public who submitted a public comment card will be called upon first. You will have 3 minutes to speak, and any additional time will be upon the consent of the chairperson. Madam Chair, we do have one written request, and that's from Mr. Jeff Kotlerick.
Okay. Mr. Kotlerick?
Good evening, City Council and Mayor. I just have 2 quick things. I attended the clean sweep, and holy cow, there was a lot of people there. And the funny thing was that we walked in, and my wife and I were there, and the person who greeted us said, "What group are you with?" And we said, "We're not with a group." And I said, "We're just neighbors." And she goes, "What street do you live on?" And I said, "We live on Tyler Road." She said, "Go clean Tyler Road." And I said, "This is gonna be easy. We got a clean street." Holy cow. Sue and I don't know if you saw pictures on Facebook, and our dog went around and picked up trash. And we filled up 3 bags of trash on, we thought was the most cleanest street that anybody lived on. So we're just shocked and amazed of our little block had so much trash and how much was just laying around the city. So it made a huge difference, and I'm glad that we joined that movement. And everybody who helped was great. And my other thing is, there's somebody's birthday that we haven't mentioned. It's Mr. Wadsworth's birthday, and I just want to say happy birthday, Mr. Wadsworth.
Thank you, bud.
Thank you, Mr.
Jeff, I
Kotlerick.
got a call that you missed a few things on Tyler Road. Thank you, Jeff.
All right.
That was the last written request, Madam
Okay,
Chair.
all right. It looks like we are done with public comment.
All right, so noted.
Close that out.
Okay. Number 9 would be unfinished business. If we want to say happy birthday again.
Yeah.
Councilman Wadsworth.
Yeah, I guess we should say happy birthday, huh?
Thank
Can we
you.
do a collective happy birthday to Mr. Wadsworth?
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Day.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
It's your birthday?
No, it's not. It
Oh,
was
okay.
2 days ago.
2 days ago.
It was
I-
Saturday.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was actually Saturday, and also I want to mention is that Councilwoman Talley has a birthday May 2nd this week,
Okay.
this Friday, so happy birthday.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Talley.
Yeah, thank you. And?
And I am going to be blessed to another year
Amen.
older on May 1st.
Yeah.
So, thank
Yeah.
you to
Happy
everybody
birthday, everybody.
for this week that's celebrating a birthday. So again, happy birthday
Thank you.
to everyone. Number 10 is new business. Number 11 is warrant. Is the warrant?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was waiting for you to give the number. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Through the chair, I'd like to make a motion, we pay warrant 25-08 in the following amounts. General fund, $118,692.91. Major street fund, $4,220. Local street fund, $80,828.83. Public safety fund, $57,539.92. Cable TV, $970.04. Merriman Road Special Assessment, $2,700.95. Garbage and Rubbish Collection Fund, $104,228.41. Tax Increment Finance Authority, $51,613.62. Downtown Development Authority, $13,374.51. Michigan Indigent Defense Fund, $1,383.90. 911 Service Fund, $9,828.50. Drug Law Enforcement Fund, $1,433.32. Library Fund, $7,457.29. E-Course and Vining Capital Improvement Bonds, $575. Water and Sewer Fund, $218,256.67. Motor Vehicle, $74,819.90. Technology Services, $20,979.68. Retiree Insurance Benefits, $2,884.30. Revolving Fund, $4,350. General Tax Fund, $6,750. Current Tax, $32.13. Impressed Payroll Fund, $11,324.20. Totaling all funds, $794,244.08.
Support.
Thank you. Been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Roscoe, to pay approval of warrant number 25-08 for checks presented in the amount of $7,940,244.08. Any discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, City Council. Number 12 is communication. Number 13 is adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
Support. Motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo for the adjournment of our meeting. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion, we are adjourned. Have a good evening, folks.